Hello! Welcome to a different kind of video from me. So I recently raised money for the National Children's Alliance over on my Twitch, and one of our milestone goals was for me to do a Ask Me Anything video. You all were incredibly amazing and we hit that goal, so now we are doing the thing. I had gone ahead and set up an anonymous inbox so that way you all could send me any questions that you liked within a little bit of reason. And you all asked me such good stuff. I was really excited to see all of these cool questions come through, and some of them are definitely very hard. So if you're excited for me to answer a bunch of questions from you, go ahead and click the like button down here. And of course, make sure you're subscribed. Let me know in the comments below if you like this kind of content, if you'd like some more personal content from me moving forward. I really want to try and experiment on YouTube this year and try some different content and see what happens and not kind of pigeonhole myself to just Let's Plays. So certainly let me know in the comments below if you like this, if you'd like more of it in the future, or if there's anything else that you'd really like to see that's a little bit different from just straight Let's Plays. All right, let's get into it. I have a list of questions over here and we're gonna just go and see what happens. Best of luck to me. Thank you all again for the questions and let's get right into it. Okay, the first question is, what is my dream job? So I actually don't have a dream job. I think what I have is a dream scenario. So in my 9-to-5 life, I actually work in marketing and I really enjoy it. I've enjoyed it for a long time. And so I actually don't think I would want to totally give that up. What I would love to do is probably have that just be part-time, you know, for health insurance reasons, America. And then I would love to be able to just spend the rest of my time that's not at that job creating, whether that's making these YouTube videos, streaming, putting together like TikToks, learning other languages. I know Japanese and I know English, and that's about it. I'm starting to learn very basic Korean, and I would also love to learn Arabic, and I would love to learn Italian, and I would love to learn Spanish too. So those are some other languages that I'd love to learn. So I'd love to be able to like have the time to really devote to that. I would love to be able to just, again, fill the rest of my time with creating, like in any sense of the word. I love music. It's a huge part of me. I love writing music and creating music. And I wish I had more time to do that, but I don't in my current days. So my ideal situation would probably be like part-time and this like dream in this dreamland of like not having to be worried about money if I went part-time. So you see where like the dreaming comes in. Next question is the worst pickup line you've ever heard. I've actually never had pickup lines used on me, so I promise this isn't a cop-out. I just genuinely couldn't tell you because like people have not used pickup lines on me ever. Like the people that I've been romantically involved with, like there was no pickup line involved in starting that, if that makes sense. If you have terrible pickup lines that you've heard, please share with me. I would love to hear them. Share them in the comments below. If you could replay any Final Fantasy game besides 8, without knowing anything about the game, which one would you choose? I think it would be 9. I think I would really wanna have a first experience with 9 again. I would say 6, but I'm not done 6 yet. So we're still playing 6 over on Twitch. So because I don't know the ending, like likely I probably would say 6 because I'm so obsessed with it so far. But just because I like know the experience of 9, I think I'm gonna go with that one. I think it's just such a great game. The characters are so good. Like I had so much fun with it. I was really sad when it was over. There's so many things about the game that like I was a little bit bummed in. Like I didn't love trance. Like the trance mechanic wasn't really, I feel like, super well utilized, but everything else about the game was just so awesome. And I love Dagger, I love Zidane. I love that whole game. It was wonderful. So I would love to be able to have like a clean slate experience of that again. Next question. You are very tolerant. Where do you draw the line about accepting someone in your community? This is an easy question. I do not tolerate racism, transphobia, homophobia, sexism, anything along those lines. It's a huge no for me. So if you exhibit any of that behavior, it's a block and a ban for me. Who is the one female video game character you can identify with? I think it's gotta be Renoa. I think it 100% has to be Renoa. I really, Dagger's like a really close second because I also identify with Dagger like quite a bit, but I think that part of the reason why I really liked 8 so much is because I did see a lot of myself in Renoa, and I just feel like her story, and particularly also like her love story with Squall, I just really related to me in a lot of different ways. And I think that Renoa is very like independent, like go-getter, like gonna go do, like she was like running shit on her own, you know, before the party showed up, and she was very confident and like willing to go off and kind of do whatever. And I definitely am the same way, but she was also really outgoing, and she's really excited to meet new people, and she is very upfront about how she likes Squall, and those are all things that I also am the same way about. So I think Renoa for sure, she is like she's one of my absolute favorites, and I certainly can really identify with her. So also when I cosplay her, it's very fun for me because I just feel like we have a lot in common, and I love it. Ooh, okay, this is a spicy one. You can only read fanfic about one ship for the rest of your life. Tell me the ship. This is really, really hard. There's such great fic out there. Like there's such great fic out there of pairings that I love that I'm like, damn, yeah, if I only had to read that, I would be set. But I'm also trying to think about like, I guess like frequency of new content, because for some fandoms like Final Fantasy, like the earlier Final Fantasies, not Final Fantasy 14 and not Final Fantasy 15, because people crank out new works for those literally all the time. There are so many works on AO3 for those fandoms, but like for fandoms that are smaller, like Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9, like there's like barely any fanfiction on AO3 like in that category. And new fanfiction very rarely gets posted, so you'd be reading like literally the same fics over and over again. Factoring that in, I think it might have to be Garrus Femshep, which is actually, I don't actually read a lot of Garrus Femshep fic to begin with, which I am sure is surprising to literally anybody, but I quite honestly, I don't, because there are so many things about them in canon that are so fulfilling for me that like, I don't necessarily need to seek out fic to read it. But I think if I only had to read one fic about one ship for the rest of my life, it would be Garrus Femshep. A very close second would actually be, I don't know if any of you watched the TV show Once Upon a Time, but there was a ship in Once Upon a Time that I mean, everybody loved, but it was Emma and Captain Hook. And honestly, like there is literally so much fic about them. It is insane. So they're like a very close second because there's just so much variety, and like they're a very hot ship. They're a very sexy ship. I would 100% read that. And then another one that's a close second, Rose and the Doctor. 100% Rose and the Doctor would also be like tied for second place because again, there's so much fic about them. It's so good. It would satisfy like any flavor that I wanted would be out there. Maybe my pick would be Rose and the Doctor actually. No, I'm gonna keep it with Garrus Femshep, but like Rose and the Doctor is a really close second because again, tons of fic, tons of different tropes, like anything that I could possibly want. Like if I want to be sad, there is sad, angsty fic about Rose and the Doctor, 100%. That is like bread and butter. If I wanted like nice fluff, like there's like so much of that too. There is absolutely everything. Oh man. I'm making a really good case for Rose and the Doctor. No. Okay. We're gonna go with Garrus Femshep. Would you want to do the dance of Bayonetta and show it to us? No. I am not being modest when I say that I am a god-awful dancer. Like, I really have to like study choreography before I can do it. And like, my body just like doesn't move in certain ways. I'm not like talented in dancing. Not that you have to be talented in dancing to have fun with it, just for me. But I would potentially consider making it a milestone for another charity stream or an incentive for a charity stream or like a subathon or something like that. So there's a possibility that it could be a goal that we reach in the future, but not voluntarily. What has been your favorite experience streaming on Twitch, and what has been your worst experience? For sure, my favorite experience has been raising money for charities that mean a lot to me. That is like the greatest thing that I could give back in terms of being a creator. One of my creator friends, Dragon, she talks about this a lot where, you know, she always says like, if you have a platform of any kind, like I feel that there's a certain responsibility that comes with that to use your voice to speak out for things that you believe in, or to use your platform in order to like bring awareness to, again, things that you believe in, like good causes, stuff like that. And I 100% agree with that. For me to be able to get the opportunity to use my platform to help bring awareness for causes that really mean the world to me, that is the best possible experience on Twitch that I could ask for. Other best experience that I've had is meeting other creators who have become really close friends of mine and who have become really important people in my life and who I would have never met at all if I was not streaming on Twitch. So I feel really, really lucky to have met incredible people through Twitch. And I know that, you know, whether or not I stay a content creator for 10 years, 20 years, one more year, like wherever it takes me, those are people that are gonna be in my life forever. And I feel like that's really special. The worst experience on Twitch 100% has been dealing with like high school levels of drama, petty behavior that people exhibit that just like clearly they have not like graduated from a high school mindset. And that to me is wild because I go and I work my 9 to 5 and then I do this in my spare time. And I mean, I've certainly met my fair share of people in a 9 to 5 life that are a little bit dramatic too, but it just kind of makes me wonder, I'm like, how are y'all living your lives? Because like, I don't know, I'm a big proponent of say what you mean, actions speak louder than words, do what you say you're gonna do. Integrity is like not that hard to hold up in my opinion. I don't know. So just like, I think the worst experience has, just been like random high school drama for like no reason that could have been solved with truly like one conversation. If you could travel anywhere, where would it be and why? I have a big list of places that I would love to travel to. South Korea, Italy, Thailand, Bali, Portugal, Spain, Switzerland, Greece, Turkey, South Africa. I'd love to see more of South America as well. I don't think I could just pick one place. We are going to South Korea this spring, so I'm really excited about that. So that's one like that'll be ticked off my list. It's less about the place that I'm in and more about getting to experience that with people that I love and people that I care about and people that really mean the world to me, and having those experiences. There's a whole big wide world out there and I really want to experience as much of it as possible and see different people's ways of living and learn about different people's cultures and things like that. So I don't think there's one place in the world that I'm like, that would 100% be like the only place that I would ever travel to and then I'd be set. I think for me, it's more about making sure that I expand my worldview, but get to do it with people that I really love. What is your favorite song? I don't have a favorite song of all time. I truly could not pick just one. Like I said earlier in the video, music really has had a huge impact on my life and really means a ton to me. I write music, I write lyrics. I could tell you like my favorite artists because my favorite songs are constantly changing. Like I probably have the same like favorite song or like favorite album for like a few months, and then maybe I listen to something else that really just like grips me and I'm like, okay, this is the thing that I listen to on repeat for like another 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So I'll give you favorite artists, which feels like a cop-out, but it's not. I answered the question. Favorite artist of all time, I would say BTS, obviously, the 1975, the band Camino, All Time Low, Mayday Parade, Fall Out Boy, Pale Waves, Blink-182, and of course, Taylor Swift as well. I think those would be like my top artists over my entire life. That is, and I still listen to all of those artists like pretty regularly. Did you have an imaginary friend? Yes, I did. I don't remember what age I had the imaginary friend at, and I don't remember when I stopped having the imaginary friend, but yes, I did. I think I named her Alice. The longest time you've ever gone without showering, probably somewhere between 2 days and maybe 3 because depression. That was probably a really long time ago. Let's say Final Fantasy never existed. What RPG series do you think would have succeeded in its place? You're asking about like, what other existing series do I think commercially would have done the numbers that Final Fantasy has done to this day. I think that's what you're asking instead of like what series would take its place in my gaming experience. I think that's what you're asking. From a commercial selling point of view, so I don't know much about other JRPG series or RPG series, only the ones that I've played, and y'all know I have the backlog of an absolute lifetime. I would maybe argue that the Tales series would potentially do a bit better. It would be a bit more popular. I know that it's already extremely well selling, but potentially like the audience would have increased. Then I think the Dragon Quest series. I think the Dragon Quest series is probably like pretty primed. It already has, again, a huge audience, but I think that it would probably be talked about maybe the same way. I haven't played the Dragon Quest series and I've never played Tales before, so take it with a grain of salt, but that would be my prediction. What have you gotten detention for? I'm sure, as you could have predicted, I only got a demerit one time, and it was for wearing a shirt over my uniform shirt. So it was like I was wearing something that was out of uniform, and that's what they gave me a demerit for. The most embarrassing thing you've ever done, literally my entire college career. I have done so many embarrassing things that I can't even remember. All of college, my behavior was like pretty embarrassing. Just like as a whole, on any average day, my behavior was like wildly embarrassing. So just all of college is the most embarrassing years of my life, 100%. I did some cringy stuff in high school for sure, but like nothing that I can't write off as like I was, a teenager. But college, insanely embarrassing. Just all of it. Lots of embarrassing drunken activities is not behavior that I'm proud of, to say the least. Did you watch Game of Thrones? Yes, I did. I tried to watch it like 3 times before it finally stuck. So when it first came out, I did try to watch it. I didn't really get the hype. I tried watching it again. I think once like the 3rd season was out, maybe. I got through the 1st season on that attempt. And then when I started season 2, I was like, this is so boring. I don't get it. Like, I have no idea why people like the show. And so then I was like, okay, whatever, I'm gonna drop it. And then the 3rd time that I tried to watch it, it was because it was during the later seasons and like everybody was talking about it. I needed something to talk to my coworkers at work about. That is truly what made me be like, I have to watch this TV show because I want to have something to talk to my coworkers about tomorrow morning when I go in. Like, I did end up watching it. I kind of liked it. I don't like how they ended it, but I am certainly not alone in that opinion. What is your favorite TV show? Growing up, it was CSI, the original one set in Vegas, and NCIS. Those were like my 2 pieces of media that I was obsessed with. Like, I never missed an episode. I was writing fan fiction. I was on the fan forum. I was like heavily discussing like character development and like all these things. I was in it deep. Those 2 were my favorites growing up, as well as Skins was one of my favorite TV shows and still is one of my favorite TV shows to this day. I think it is an incredible piece of media. Like, I can't think of another show that depicts teenage life so well. My other favorite TV shows over time have been Gossip Girl, Blair Stands Unite, Doctor Who. I'm not caught up with Doctor Who. I kind of fell off with it, but it is one of my favorites. It's phenomenal. Once Upon a Time, I had said something earlier in the video about Emma and Captain Hook, and I was like very into that ship. I was also very into Evil Queen and Robin Hood ship. I really loved that. I also had a House phase. Like, I was into House for a little while. The early seasons of House, though, I think I stopped watching it basically once the original like 3, like Cameron and whoever the other 2 guys were, like the original ones, like once they like moved on to something else, I stopped watching. These days, I would say that my favorite things I've watched on TV within the last 5 years have been Scrubs, The Clone Wars, Crash Landing on You, which is an incredible K-drama. I recommend everybody watch it. It is so freaking good. My Name, which is also an phenomenal K-drama, and Arcane. Arcane was really, really wonderful. What does Final Fantasy VIII mean to you on a personal level? I played Final Fantasy VIII because my very, very, very close friend Mies had texted me and said, I really want to do a Squall cosplay. Would you cosplay Renoa with me? They're from FF8. But we were going to go to KTCOLE in 2020. Mies had said, you can play the game if you want to, but like, you know, don't feel you need to, because I was like, I'm in. I Googled Renoa and I was like, I'm in. She's so cute. I'm so in. Like, let's do it. This will be fun. I was like, no, you know what? Like, I've never played a Final Fantasy game, and it would be fun to play one. Like, I have the time, so I might as well. And I started playing it, and I had told my partner I had said, you know, I had texted him and I was like, by the way, like I started playing Final Fantasy VIII. He had told me that Final Fantasy VIII was his favorite in the whole series. As I went through the game, he was with me, you know, while I played a lot of the game. And so I got to really have this beautiful experience of experiencing something that was important to my partner. Also was something that like I had never played any kind of JRPG before. So it was just like, it was totally fun. You know, I was crying at the space scene. I was like raging at fighting the brothers because it literally took me like 2.5 full days to beat the brothers. I was so enraged. I was confused about the leveling system. I was confused about junctioning, but like he helped me out a lot. Then I was also, you know, getting to relay my experience to Mies, who also loved FF8. You know, obviously they had wanted to cosplay Squall, and so FF8 was important to them too. And so it was this wonderful experience of like me not knowing anything about Final Fantasy, having no expectations, which was just honestly phenomenal. Like I wish I could go back and have zero expectations for Final Fantasy. And then I got to experience something that like really meant a lot to two people that are so important to me. It sparked my love for Final Fantasy. After that, I played 7, and then I played 10, and then I played 12, and then we did 9. Somewhere in between there, I did 10 too. It just really sparked this whole like new big interest for me, which was so cool. And it was just fun to be like, you know, when you've discovered something and it's new and it's fresh and you're like, oh my God, I want to learn everything about this. Like I want to read all the fan theories. And like when I had finished 8, I was like reading all of the conspiracy theories about like Renoa is Ultimecia and like, was Squall actually dead? I don't believe that. I do not buy that Squall is dead. That theory I think is not true. But the Renoa Ultimecia one is one of my favorites. Also, Final Fantasy VIII has a dog in it. Renoa has Angelo. What more can I ask for? It was just fun. I finished the game and I was like, that was freaking awesome. I loved that. That was incredible. I was like, this was so good. This one isn't a question, but someone sent in a message saying, you have good style. And I wanted to say, thank you. I appreciate that. I definitely feel like I don't really know what my personal style is nowadays. I used to really know growing up like what my personal style was, but I haven't for a little while, except for the fact that I wear a lot of black. That's like about the only consistent thing. So I'm still trying to like figure out how to describe what I like to wear, but just thank you for the compliment. That was really nice. Thank you. Also not a question, but somebody wrote in, you should post more selfies. Bet. You can follow me on www.twitter.com if you'd like to see more of my selfies. Link is in the description below. What is your comfort meal? I don't have one in like the traditional sense of like, if I'm feeling sad, I'm gonna go cook this thing. If I'm feeling sad, I'm like gonna go on a walk. I'm gonna make sure that I get out of the house. I'm going to drink a lot of water. I'm going to like cook something that has a lot of greens in it, like to like make sure that I'm like feeding my body the appropriate nutrients. I don't do the thing of like, I'm sad, let me order whatever. But my favorite meal that I could eat literally every single day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the rest of my life, sushi. Hands down sushi. Like I am so excited if somebody's like, let's go get sushi. I'm like, yes, God, let's go. Like I'm ready. I'm here. Absolutely love it. What is your biggest pet peeve? I actually feel like I have a lot of pet peeves. The one that does come to me though, that really, really, really does irritate me. People who come to you complaining, but like asking for advice, saying like, I'm going through XYZ. Can you please give me some advice? But they don't actually want advice. They just want whatever they think parroted back to them. And for me, that's super frustrating. I'm like, if you want me to just like listen, if you want me to just listen, if you don't want advice, then don't ask for advice. Like that's okay. It's okay to just be like, hey, I really want to vent about something. I'm not looking for advice, but I just like really would love to vent to you. I'm like, yes, bestie, let's go. I'm here for it. Absolutely. I will absolutely like listen to you vent. Okay, last question. What are some of your goals you would like to achieve in 2023? So I never do this because I don't really believe in like New Year's resolutions. You can make a change at any point in your life, any day of the year. It could be December 20th and you're like, I want to change XYZ about my life. Go ahead and do it. Like you absolutely can. I set some like things that I would like to do this year with my content. Starting off a vlog series on TikTok. Link is in the description below. I really love vlogs. I really like watching them. I really like watching like short ones on TikTok or like long ones on YouTube. Like I love them. I'm so here for them. And I have filmed like 1 or 2 here and there for TikTok and it was really fun. And it was like a fun new thing thing to do with my content that I thought that people might like. So I really want to continue that, and I want to figure out what the thread is throughout that whole vlog series. Mass Effect Andromeda playthrough is on my goal for this year, so that is going to be coming to this YouTube channel this year. I would like to start it pretty soon. I just have to download some mods for it. I also, like I said at the beginning, I would really love to expand my YouTube presence with content that you all really enjoy, but that also doesn't like pigeonhole me into a niche. So right now I'm kind of in the like gaming let's play niche. That makes it a little hard whenever I post something that's not related to that, because YouTube isn't going to inherently like push it in the algorithm. It has to be something that you all like are really dying for, because then if you all like watch it and click it and like watch through the whole thing and like it and et cetera, then YouTube is like, oh, okay, her audience likes this, so we're gonna push it to a bunch of new people. I would really like to widen my YouTube content and again do something that's a little bit more than just like straight let's plays. I would like to raise $1,500 for charity. This past year in 2022 we raised $1,000 for charity during the whole year, so I want to do that but a little bit more this year for sure. Like I said, I love working with charities that mean a lot to me and raising awareness for people. Also looking to do 3 new cosplays this year, so hopefully 1 is going to be coming at KTCOLE, potentially 2 at KTCOLE. We'll see. If you have any characters that you'd like me to cosplay that I know about, not characters that I've never seen before, but characters that I know about, let me know in the comments. I also really want to make a new Twitch trailer / raid video. The one that we use is from my old apartment, so like all the scenes are different, and it's just a little bit old now, so I want to just refresh it and update it. And it would be really cool if we hit 3,000 subscribers on YouTube this year. I'm gonna put it out into the universe. I hate making numbers goals, and I typically don't make them because they're very out of my control and they're not things that I could work towards or things that like I could really influence. Like a lot of it has to do with algorithms, etc. Of course it has to do with the content, but like also, you know, where the algorithm is pushing you. But I thought I would just set it anyways and see what happens if I tell people that I want to do it, and just to see, we'll see. And then I would really like to work with a brand. That would be really freaking cool. Fingers crossed. And with that, that is it for our Ask Me Anything series. Thank you all so much for sending in these really good questions. They were all very thoughtful. They were really fun to answer. I had a lot of fun making this video. So again, please let me know if this is something that you liked, if you'd like to see more of this in the future or any other kinds of content you want to see. I would absolutely love to hear from you. So please let me know in the comments below, and I will see you for another video. Bye.